introducing you to a tool which is Fenzo.ai. I will also talk about what is the best way to learn any technology. It could be any computer science related technology, or it could be anything which has to be like preparing for system design interview or learning any AI skills. So I have gone through a recent research paper by Anthropic, and a similar research paper is also available from Microsoft. There is very shocking findings. So one of the findings was that over reliance on AI is harmful for the skills, for any employees' skills or any professionals' skills. So what's the problem? Because the AI tools, they are optimized for pattern matching. They give the output fast, and what they do is they give the text stack explanation, and you have to write code. They also do coding, so that code they write very quickly, and it's sometimes difficult to understand, and the flow or the structure in which the response is given, they are not sometimes easy to consume, because you don't get the context why the AI tool has used this approach, and you don't get any visualization or any model which can help you understand these concepts very quickly. So with this tool, no, there is a tool which is designed to fill that gap. So here you can use it for various activities, which is like you can create a micro tutorial about any concepts. You can upload a document and it can generate a kind of tutorial or uh, some very good resources which can have a lot of visualization. Say, for example, here, if someone wants to learn probability, or he wants to learn about the sequence of events or the code. So all these walkthroughs are possible in a graphical way. You have a simulation, you have interactive tools or simulators which can help you understand the concepts uh, very fast and in very thorough manner. So you see here there is graphs. So a lot of things are possible. So I'll be explaining. I'll be teaching you about Agentic AI in depth, and I will also enable you how to learn any technology by following some best practices. And this is going to be a hands-on training. So just to start with, you see here, this is Fenzo AI. So we will be using our Agentic tool to master Agentic AI frameworks. No, we will cover everything. What are Agentic AI, when to use agents, and when to use the chat assistants like Chat GPT, and how does it compare between both of them? What problems are well suited for chat based assistants, and what agents can do, how they are better. We'll learn about different kinds of problems which we can solve with agents. So we have a lot of content to cover in this session. No, as I introduced you about the learning best practices, we'll be also covering more learning best practices and how to learn any technology with the help of AI, so that you leverage the best practices which have been established so far for using AI, and in a way that it does not harm your skills and you gain maximum benefit. So I will also be sharing in next few days about the research paper, and you will see what are different kinds of programmers, what approaches they take to use AI. Some programmers, they get a sense of productivity, but really it's not, because their debugging skills are getting little bit affected. So I think the research paper has found that 17% of the skill, people have seen deteriorating due to extensive use of AI. And what is the best way to use AI? So let's start with our agentic AI concepts, and let's start understanding it. So as I shown you this tool, Fenzo.ai, this is a tool which has been just got released today. I have a pro account also. So you see here, you have an option to create a new course. So let's begin by creating a course about AI agents. So I would just type here, I want to learn about AI agents, right? And let's see what are the settings. So here there is beginner, intermediate, advanced. So you can select the complexity. So let's say we are beginners. We have different formats here. So what could be the format? There could be a course or it could be a guide. So we'll play around with both of them. Let's start with the course. Let me generate a course. And then for deep diving into certain topics, we will generate the guide. And as we will go through the tutorial, we'll also increase the complexity from beginner to intermediate and to advanced. So this is good now. Here is the course. These are the two settings. We can attach a document or image also. So that feature, no, we may use later. But yes, that's also one way if you have already some documents which you want to analyze. So we were talking about this research. So let's pause for a minute and let's look into the research which we were referring. So I was talking about the anthropic research. So let's give this the PDF, as an input. So let me get that particular research. So I'm just downloading the PDF and then I'll upload. I have the URL of the report. I'll share this also in the chat. And let me download the PDF and upload it. So let's analyze about the report. So here I want to learn, let me change here, how impacts the formation of coding skills. So this is what, how AI assistance impacts the formation of coding skills. And then let me upload a research paper. So let me show you what is the research paper I was talking about. So this is the research paper. And here I have the PDF. Let me download this PDF and then I will upload this PDF. So yes, now let me upload this PDF. So here in the downloads, I got the PDF and I have uploaded here. So let's now generate this course, or we can say it's a guide, or let it choose automatically whatever format it is supporting. So yeah, let's use this as auto, and then we will say create. Let's keep this as beginner. And now if I create, so we are learning, we want to learn about how AI assistance impacts the formation of coding skills. Let's see how this generates. what is the output we are getting. So it is creating a course. So we selected auto. So what it does is this particular tool, which is Fenzo.ai, it finds out what are the learning gaps and it tries to come up with a structured approach of understanding. So here, as you see, AI coding assistance and skill formation. This is the title of the course. So here it shows in day-to-day development code changes. So this is no, we see that. So here this is a coding workflow, which is AI assistant coding workflow. So developers, they can now generate code which is faster than human can type, because this enables them to ship the code very fast, and it also gives you suggestions. So this is the flow. So basically people run the tests and lint, then AI review can do the review, human code review could also be done, and then the changes could be merged, and then developer edits and refactor the code. So you start with a ticket or pull request, AI can autocomplete, chat, give the proposal. So with the chat bots, okay, also you can generate code. So the autocomplete tools proposes the next tokens. So here you can create a patch based on the prompt, and you can also generate diffs and comments from the pull request, and based on that you can update the code also. So these are different tasks to merge, and you know, they all create the same new failure mode. So this is whatever you use, there's not that much of difference. So you see here this output is very well structured. It is structured into different paragraphs. So when speed hides missing understanding, so when speed hides missing understanding, this is another thing here. And you have various chapters as well. You have the progress. So here you see here fast feature debug. So this is the output. How studies skill measure skill formation, how studies measure skill formation. So here again we have a diagram. So vocabulary for the rest of the course. So productivity is how quickly usable code gets produced, and mastery is about what developers can do later with the assistance, right? So these are the two things which it says. Now there is also match terms to categorize. Now we can test your knowledge also. This is something which is missing in chat assistants. So you just get very structured, and you know, there is diagrams as well. Picture speaks more than words, hundreds, more than hundreds of words. So it helps you to fast grasp this concept. So with AI assistance, like this is how code workflow is, and then without AI assistance, this is how the workflow is. So you fast feature is shipped, slower builds, and then solve problems incrementally, debug, modify struggles. So this is what problem it has represented. So here you get confident debugging because you have written the code by yourself. Here you have a shallow understanding. So here initially you get a feeling of very fast development. So you get a pseudo feeling of that there is a productivity gain, but overall it's not, because later phase outcomes have more frictions and rework, more longer term cost. But here you have better understanding. You can do debugging confidently. You understand the code very well. So this is another very good comparison. Now here supervision. So for supervision, you need to have a context. So if the human cannot explain the code well enough to debug it, they also cannot reliably validate AI generated changes. So basically, skill is very important. Learning is very important these days. And in the era of AI, it is getting even more important. So here, no, this is pipeline comparing learning and assessment with and without AI assistance. So this is again, if you have a task, you have learning library. If AI is used, then you implement the features. If you don't implement without AI, means without AI, then definitely you will submit the code. And this diagram, I didn't like it that much. So let me say bad for this because didn't added much value. So this is my honest review. Also, this one is good because very effectively it is sharing, uh, about what is drawback in with AI and without AI. This diagram also I see is very good, although a little smaller, but still very effective to understand that this is the workflow starting from running tests, linting, reviewing. All the stages very well shared about here. So I'm just giving the feedback to AI tools as a responsible user. When we give feedback, these tools becomes better. So here I have anyway given bad. So it is this particular, no, I don't see much value because just one change here with AI, without AI, overall the flow was the same. So now let's do this test your knowledge of all the content which we just saw. So here, match terms to categories. So what is productivity? Productivity is faster task completion. So this is productivity. Mastery. So mastery is outcome, durable skill growth. So this is mastery. So I'm just connecting it. Now supervision risk, unchecked AI output. So this is supervision risk. So yeah, this one I keep it. Error exposure. Error exposure is seeing mistakes and cognitive offloading. Seeing mistakes to learn. So this is AI carries mental load. So this one I believe is cognitive offloading. And then the error exposure. Error exposure is about mechanism, seeing mistakes to learn. So let's see if I have done this matching exercise. So you see here everything is right. So it also shows the solution. So this is a very good way to test your knowledge. So the mechanism you see repeatedly. So this is further text and design questions for responsible use. Yes, so this is all about what is no from a document this particular tool can generate. So here you also have suggestions for diving deeper. How does AI coding assistant impact novice developer curves? What are common reasons novices prefer AI coding assistants? So you can further deep dive into various stuff. No, you can enter these manually or you can select one of the suggestions. So let's move to the next lesson. So what counts as coding skill in these studies? So I'm just now quickly going through because I'm not going into detail. This is just to show you the output. So you see here, this is also very well structured diagram. So concept versus syntax, invariant design choice and outcome, immutability, idempotency, so failure cases, So again, this is a great tool because it also gives you an example of some code tracing a function with early return. So this is start stepping to see execution. So here you have this step-by-step execution. So this is the code. So you have here defined some positives. So there is a number variable, and this is 2, 3, minus 5, and 6. So let's move further. So you see variable total equal to 0. This is a new variable which has been created here. And then let's move further. So there is a for loop and in numbers. So here n is equal to 2. So let's move further. So if n is greater than 2 is fine. Then plus n, so it has to add. So here next is n is equal to 3 because n is in numbers, and numbers is what you give to this method, and in this method we have given this particular array. So here when I'm stepping through this code, I'm gaining understanding. So this is a very good demonstration of how you can learn about any code as well. So if you have your module, you can put the module also to this particular tool, and then you will see walkthrough. So this is all about, the result is finally 5 because this is the sum of all the positive numbers. Because if any negative number is there, then it will skip it. So here you saw when n was minus 5, it went to the return total, and then finally it returned the total. So up to, so here there's a problem here because it is returning, it is not calculating further elements which may be positive. So this is a problem. So yeah, this is helpful. This is good. I'll give a good rating for this particular. And this is also a good diagram because here you see sometimes it could lead to double charge also. In the retry if idempotency is not properly implemented. So this is another example. This is a very good example, I believe. I give this also 5 star because immutability, idempotency, these are important concepts to be taken care of while writing any code, especially with respect to processing an order. So here is what is being demonstrated. So these are, and then this diagram funnel is also good because I see app crashes on login. So this is what the debugging skill funnel. So this diagram also good because here slow response, n+1 query, cache misses, network latency. So these are different reasons why we may have these kinds of errors. So change one thing per experiment. So a passing run identifies the cause and not just a coincidence. So why assessments trade coverage for sensitivity? So here conceptual question, mental model and abstraction, prior domain familiarity, these are things which are very important. And so this also is a very good table. I see conceptual questions, code reading task and debugging task. So this is about the second chapter which has been generated here. So no testing our knowledge here. Okay, it would have been helpful if I could have seen a test also like I did in the last section. So now they were trying to use So there was a study. So this research paper talks about the study which was done on developers and basically junior developers. And then there was one group which was given AI tools, and the other group which was given traditional ways of solving the problem, like documentation, etc. And then the two groups were compared in a test, how well they performed. So this is what the research paper is all about. So finally they measured the mastery. So here what they found is in detail described here. So again, no, this is not the real topic which we want to cover in this particular session, but this is just giving us a good idea. So here, with high novelty with lower novelty for comparison. So here this is a good diagram again. So junior have dev baseline skills, syntax and debugging, object oriented, unit testing basics, and reading documentation. So now these concepts were new and key novel concepts, event loop and await. So here what you already know. So with high novelty, actual you have this is how. With lower novelty for comparison, this is how. So higher novelty can lead to deeper initial dip and a slower time to ramp up, but also sets the stage for a strong long-term mastery. So here, this is what this curves tells about. So this is our second chapter, and then let's go to the other chapters just to see. So you got this complete course created. So no AI, coding, reading, research. So these are different tasks. How time shifts with AI assistance. So maybe I will create another detailed video on this because I have shared some very good insights. Something I used also this research paper, I gave it to Notebook LM, and I'll also compare the two results. It will be interesting to know which tool will help you better understand a complex topic. Is it Notebook LM or this particular tool? Because I believe if you are a audio video learner, then Notebook LM definitely will give you audio overview, video overview. And this tool is for people who are more of a text-based learner, who can learn by visualization or learn by practicing, hands-on learner, which I am. I am a kind of a mix of both. I like audio visuals. Sometimes, audio visuals and diagrams both are equally useful. So I choose sometimes dry diagrams or these graphics. They also kind of helps you understand things faster. And so here basically I see that for learning about technology, you see code running like we saw in the previous case. So that is good as video, right? And diagrams definitely are good. I also want to focus. So mostly when I learn, I don't learn by just listening, because many people they learn by listening. So they walk, they have a headphone, and they may play some tutorial or some YouTube video. But I don't like that kind of approach, because if I'm learning something which is practical skill, for example, coding, I'd like to see this, focus on it fully, and maybe try it out. So self-paced as well as hands-on. So I definitely see a lot of value in this particular tool. So here there is another chapter which is mechanism, error, offloading, and loss debugging practices. So this is further details. So you see here, this is a good state diagram. You know, definitely helpful for understanding and the flow. So this will give you kind of an overview of what this tool can do. Try sharing this to all of you in the comments so that you can go through it in detail. So again, you see here there is a code. So here we can run this particular code as well. So it's not like this is a step-by-step walkthrough, but it's kind of a run, and you see the output here. So this is another way the code could be shared by this tool to you. And now here there is a test your knowledge. So what we have learned, so there's a multiple choice question. So you have run test, ask AI to explain, write a summary, commit the code. So you are using AI assistant but want to preserve learning. So which sequence best matches an effective self-check routine after you get an answer? So copy the answer, integrate it, uh, only read the explanation if it fails. So run test, ask AI to explain, write a summary, commit the code. So this is what okay, so this is what jumping is straight to testing without first explaining can hide shallow understanding. The routine should surface reasoning before verification. Okay, so this is what is being recommended. This is a great learning even for myself. So it's saying you have to explain the solution in your own word. Okay, then predict what will happen on an example. By yourself, you have to kind of do a walkthrough, run, verify the test or manual trace. Write a brief takeaway and next time's rule. So this is what you should do. You should kind of not just simply take the AI code and use it, and means ask AI to, because a lot of people they do this, they run tests, they ask AI to explain it, and it will write a summary and then you commit the code. So this is a shallow understanding. So let's see what are other questions. So you suspect you are following the AI without truly understanding. Which explain back prompt best forces you to demonstrate comprehension? Okay, I think algorithms works X because why this will. So I think this one, yes, because this is what I do. You have to drill down, and when you review the code of AI, you can ask questions like in this particular line, what is happening and why is that? So all that, sometimes I can question, is that correct or is it wrong? And then it will correct, auto correct. So modify one thing to stay engaged. So here, if you have to update a code, change only this one. It seems to be correct for me, because if you have to modify, then you just exactly give them what you want to change and exactly what have to be changed, and where it has to be changed. So this is some of the coding best practices with AI to avoid over reliance. You add a reproduce without AI retention gate. Bookmark the AI response. Okay. File, re-implement, ask the AI for even more detail, store it in, assume you can rebuild it next time. So this one, yes, this is also right this time for me. So it's recommending that you re-implement the solution from the memory what you have seen with AI, This way you have the retention, right? Only after you run test, you compare with the earlier version and note what you missed. Okay, if you miss something, then you have to kind of see. So this is what my result was, not too bad. So this is great. And then there are few more chapters. So this also looks good. So here there are workplace implications for novices and teams for selecting use tier by work. So this is another graph. And you see here this visualization, this diagram also is a little bit dynamic. You have here the arrow, which is animated arrow. So this is good. It looks very engaging. So that's why I rated it 5 star. So here there's a comparison table. So allow use case verification artifact and rational docs. So here you see these are also very useful. The tabular breakdown or comparison of different policies. And then you have a test your knowledge. So I will just skip this time because right we want to kind of learn more things about agentic AI rather than getting into what AI is impacting to current developers, because that is a different topic altogether, and I will share more detailed videos and my research on this matter, and also some of the artifacts I have compiled using notebook LM will also be shared with you in next few days. So this is about a training which is generated from a PDF, and then you have a finished course. So you can rate this particular course. So yeah, I liked it. Few places, we have some suggestions for improvement, so that's why not 5 star. But I found this course good because many of the concepts I was able to grasp very quickly, and in few minutes we completed reading their entire research paper. So definitely it reduces the cognitive load by giving you a step-by-step breakdown into different lessons, and then you can learn and you can recheck your understanding. So that definitely helps. Yeah, then it's kind of suggesting what to do next. So AI coding assistance and skill formation, and it's giving you other options to kind of generate course about. So this is great. So I would say just maybe later, and then I will come back to the home page, and we will be talking more about now AI agents. So let's leave about the best practices and now what are the impact of over reliance on AI. But now, having understood the best practices of using AI, we will master about agentic AIs, and we will use the same tool. So let's generate a course about. So here I would want to learn. So earlier we had a PDF document, but now I'm not giving any document. I'm just saying that I want to learn about AI agents, and in this I will choose beginner, and I want to generate a course. So we could also try generating a guide as well. We'll try out all this in next few hours, so don't worry. So here I want to learn about AI agents. This simple prompt. I would like to learn about the architecture, about how to deploy AI agents and how to kind of optimize my workflow. So everything, but want to start very simple. So I will just say, I want to learn about AI agents. Let's see what it covers. And we'll see how we can fine tune it, because definitely it would be great if I could kind of update the chapters which are generated. So here it is. following these steps, basically the tool will try to kind of find the knowledge gap. So it will look into the context, and then it will create visualizations, it will create all these assets which I demonstrated few minutes before, and then it will prepare a structure of the course, and then it will present to you this course. So yeah, here it is. So here, why agents show different behaviors. So a prompt only chat app produces one response. Okay, this lesson covers what changes when planning tools. Okay, so this particular text, I'm not very much impressed by the text of this tool. This could be better, from single churn chat to multi-step work. So definitely, this is an important topic. So if I'm getting introduced to AI agents, so what I would like to cover first is what is agents, and then no, it talks about here singleton chat, single step chat, or multi-step work. So these are two kinds of work. So they are given. This is example. So plan a 2-day trip in Paris under $500. Okay, this could be euros. Yeah, but it's fine. Plan a 2-day trip in Paris under. So tool using agent. So with LLM, so it will give you direct response. Okay. So here's your 2-day itinerary. But here in agents, you may have planner, you may have tools which can search flights and hotels. This will take care of your current situation as well. So this is an estimate. So sometimes it could be hallucinations. So there's no check on the existing flight. So fares and all are not verified. There's no browsing, it is reading from the language model. So this is a difference between a chat LLM and here this is an agentic tool. So it will plan, it will check your flights, it will see the availability, so it will calculate the route, because time is also important here. So yeah, here's your 2-day trip, and it will give you exact breakup of what all you can spend, and know what is the total estimate. So this is a very good comparison. I really like it. No problem in giving 5 star, because this gives a very good differentiation of what is chat based LLM and what is agentic tool. So now minimal agent loop that create different outputs. So there is one diagram here. So this is goal, this is plan, this is steps. So this is so it's not that okay always you will get one answer. In LLM, that's always the case, you get one answer. But in case of agentic tools, based on some decision, you may get different responses. So this is various concepts, match scenarios to agent signals. Okay, how will you see that? Okay, this is agent signal. So data reconciliation, so repeated actions, multi-step planning. So travel planning is something which is multi-step planning. Report generation, so turns, this is external data tools needed. Customer support, okay, customer support will have this as well. So there is a lot of problems. Okay, so solution, if I see, report generation is repeated actions. Travel planning, okay. Multi-step planning. Data reconciliation is external data tools needed. And customer support has a state and memory across tools. So yes, this is a good scenario to agent signal mapping. But yes, there is a possibility that for travel planning, more than one could be right, because you might have to take in travel planning, as I saw, we may have to depend on external tools. So you may have to take repeated actions. All that thing is valid. But yes, overall, again, this quiz was good, helpful. So this is about how the agentic behavior is different from the chat behavior. So this is a straightforward concept. I think you as a users have understood it. Now, what are the other chapters? Other chapters is agent architectures and control flow. So this is about defining the agent and differentiating it with chat-based tools, AI tools. This chapter is about the architecture. So here, one loop, chained and graph behavior. So this is again nice. So here architecture, branching support, retry, error handling, traceability, observability. So all that has been defined here. Again, I see a very good sequence diagram here. So user message, forward message, context, tool call request, tool results, LM agent chat loop with tool calling and a boundary between user visible content and hidden metadata. Okay, nice diagram. So as you can understand from here that agent has a memory, which is context. There is a long-term memory also, and then there is a short-term memory. Then you have tools. So sometimes there is a scratch pad, drafts and notes, tables and data, files uploaded, as we did in the last tutorial creation. So these are different kinds of agents state split across the three memory types. So basically three memory types you have in agents. One is long-term memory, which is years. This is minutes, days, sensitivity medium, overwrite, version, cleanup. So this is what are various ways in which the data is maintained here. Again, this point is very good, like this particular uh, diagram and inputs shared. So shaped orchestration. So one control flow and are explicit. So framework shaped orchestration skeleton. So this is some okay. I see this is a long code which has been generated in so lang graph style agent skeleton with planning, acting, observing, and tool routing. So this is not exactly lang graph, but it is about agent framework. What does it does? So you have annotations, you have any callable, dictionary, optional, protocol, tuple, lot of things here. So in this particular code, we have some looks like some prompts. So there is a calculator tool. So let's run this. So here demo input, we have to calculate this. So here let's test our knowledge. Requirement to control flow, no branching fastest path. So this is no branching fastest path, linear chain. Many branches and states, So this is graph state machine. High stakes needs sign off. So this is human in the loop approval, needs retries until success. This is loop. So let's see. This is all correct. Perfect. So this is two important concepts which we learned about what is the control flow. And now in control flow, you sometimes have one loop, you may have fixed chain, or you have a graph behavior, which is, for example, a state machine. So here there are differences. So in a single loop agent, you just have planning, or there is moderate or dynamic planning. You have ad hoc prompt logic. You have medium with tool, so there is less observability requirement. Now fixed chain, this is lower and mostly linear, limited with fixed fallback and high-end predictable steps. So this is another type of chaining. Then state machine or graph, this is the most complex agent architecture. High with explicit branches, strong with explicit transitions, very high with step tracing. So this is everything covered here. So let's go next. Planning from goals to access. Actions. Show diagnostic hint. So again, there is a diagram before and after. So before, it is goal, initial planning, assumptions, actions, tool. So this is about planning in agents. So a lot of chapters have been generated, and this was a very generic prompt. Uh, so planning. So this is a prompt template. They have given goal, constraint, allowed tools, step budget, stop condition, and completion test. This is really great artifact which has been generated here. Step bullet plus completion test. So this is again some test your knowledge. So you are running an agent that drafts a short client email. The environment is reliable, but you must generate the agent. Won't run too longer. Okay. So success criteria: valid meets checklist. Step budget: no progress detection. Stop if state doesn't stop only after human approves. So I think this one validate. This is okay. So an agent is assigned finding the cheapest non-stop flight under 500. You can programmatically query flight data and verify which stop condition. So this is about the stop conditions. So goal is achieved. So this is the right answer here. So there is an explanation. Step can limit runtime, but it can stop too early even when a valid flight exists. It's better as fallback than primary stop condition here. So then there's the next question. Research agent keeps the so there are different kinds of agents. So research agent is one of the agent. Coding agent could be another agent. So rephrasing the same web query, revisiting the task is open-ended. So here, which stop condition best prevents unproductive looping? So yes, this is a nice quiz because it covers various practical aspects. So this is the completion of the quiz. So now let's look into the other chapters. So here there is some more code here. Let's run this and see what is. So reference implementation for tool schema, tool dispatch, and tool result message handling across two state providers. So this covers everything, right? So there is a chapter on memory, there is chapter on RAG. So let's look into this very quickly. And then let's look into the chapter on memory. Again, a very nice infographic or diagram. Lot of this is activity diagram or flowcharts. Some quizzes as well is generated here. So definitely this has covered all aspects of agents. So uh, I'm definitely impressed with all the 360-degree coverage of the topic. So here debugging agents with traces and loggings, observability is also covered. About the safety, best practices for deployment is also covered here. And how to prevent prompt injection attack. So these details are covered. And then there is optimization, something about optimization of agents, which is also covered here, which is how can I measure agent quality, and then agent quality matrices. So this is all covered so that you can understand that how effective is your agent and you can improve it over time. So this is great course which has been generated, and then finally a kind of putting it together, so where you have a checklist. So this is provided here at the end. So this is about learning everything about AI agents, architecture, tools, memory, and then this was 10 lessons. So let me finish this. So this course, how was the course? Since every aspect is covered, this is really great. I would say, yeah, not 100% because I didn't mastered agents here. I learned most of the concepts associated with it. But if there could have been a coding exercise or on any specific topic, some more helpful examples, then it would have been better. But overall, I am impressed with the 360-degree coverage of the topic on agents. And then it's suggesting that, okay, I can go deeper or I can do something, zoom out, go deeper, zoom out, and then apply. Build a result agent tool. So yes, this is what no, it suggests. So it doesn't assume like, okay, you want to do a project. So yeah, maybe I have to revisit and give it 5 star because it is asking me that, okay, do you want to build a research agent with some tools? Let's say if I choose this, what options it gives. It's generating. And this is a second level exercise based on the course which I have completed. So here this is the problem or what the agent has to do. Great. So this is something awesome. So it's generating some assets here. And there has been, now with this research agent as an example, everything is generated around that particular topic with this particular example. So it's talking about agent loop, LLM, then tools, web search tool, retriever tool. So what all we have learned is getting applied here. So questions, and then this is about the data type for each of these fields. So it's giving complete design as well. And Open AI Agents SDK is what it has started using it. So this is awesome. Let me run this code. What this code does, so it gives you this structured answer. So reference agent runner wiring, the tool call and citation structured output. Okay. So this is the execution model. So scope and structure criteria. So this is what is defined here. This is awesome. And this is definitely a great infographic. So what is the research answer? So it has claim, then evidence, then citation, and then open questions. So turn a vague request into an acceptance criteria. So there's a test your knowledge section as well. So nice. So this section, tooling for research, search, fetch, parse. Awesome. So I have given here a broad topic, and it's doing really great on this broad topic. Definitely, this to master agents thoroughly, I would say there could be like 50 chapters required, but overall, it has given a very nice overview. So definitely you can deep dive as after completing it. So this small size course is also helpful because this keeps you moving. Because yeah, if I have a kind of a 50 chapter course, then maybe I will cover few of them, and then I might get bored and I might not complete the entire chapters in that course. No, yeah, I may not complete it. After some time, I lose interest. But with 10 chapters, this is good that, I see that, okay, yeah, I have 8, 9 chapters remaining, or 4 or 5 chapters remaining. So everything looks like very near, easy to complete. And then I am more likely to complete a course which has 10 chapters. So this is definitely a best practice in course design, which has been provided in this particular tool. So yes, here it has not too much of practical hands-on exercise, but it has more of example-oriented learning. So they have given a use case which is about research assistant, and then this chapter is dive deeper into how do we write a research agent. So it's kind of a more specialization on the topic. Citation handling and evidence packing. And then it's also getting into the domain and trying to kind of create things which are very specific to this particular use case. So session memory for ongoing research. Great. So this is also helpful if I would like to design a solution from scratch. So I would use this tool because it's not just giving me specifications, and it's also helping me understand why these specifications are important. And then maybe I would draft based on this a specification document. But yes, with full mastery. So whatever shortcomings I was sharing in the first few minutes of this session, which were about what is the drawbacks of over reliance on AI tools, all these seems to be solved by these tools. So definitely I give this tool a thumbs up. Yes, but still I feel that experts or people who have real experience, they will be able to do a better course design. Uh, but no, this is much better than any other existing tool like ChatGPT or any other tools for giving you answers. So no, this is better than ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the chat-based tools, definitely. So congrats to creators of this tool to have this such a nice tool ready, and you have released it and it's working pretty well. So is this the course content you expected? Yes, not 100%, but I would say 70-80%. This is what I was expecting. So this is another course which I was able to generate. So would you likely to recommend this to a friend? Yes, I will recommend this to a friend. Again, someone who is a learner, who is more of a hands-on guy. I will recommend this tool to him. Yeah, to everyone, I will recommend this tool because takes care of all levels, and let's create a guide also. So this is another important thing which I would like to try it out. So let's create a guide, and then level will be beginner only. So here I want to master the architecture, deployment, and okay, let's type this. I want to learn the architecture, deployment, and optimization of autonomous AI agents. Okay. So let's see how it can kind of generate a guide this time, and what's the difference between a guide and a course. So although I said guide, it says okay generating course, which is a little bit confusing, but I believe it will give a different kind of structure. So a guide should have less number of chapters. Why production agents break normal architecture? Okay, a small agent demo can look stable while it is silent. Use visualization to trace how an ordinary instruction turns into disaster chain. So this is a visualization. Okay, great. Okay, so some suggestion for improvement: the start and stop of start or ending of these documents are could be improved. Ending is better. Ending is already fine, but starting is something I would say they should introduce the topic, introduce the context, and then dive into some concept. So here I see straight away it has gone inside the intricacies. So that's one thing. But yeah, this is awesome. This is a great visualization. And as I'm kind of, I can explore this and get inside each and every component. This is an awesome representation, graphical representation, because this is like a multi-level diagram. This what is generally we use for doing system design. So this is definitely a great way to do a high level diagram and then drill down to lower level diagrams. So this is failure search component. I could search a component. Definitely here 5-star. This is awesome. So root, then legends, and then I can kind of drag and drop this diagram and use zoom in, zoom out with my mouse. So here there is architecture patterns that actually scales. This is a guide, not a course. I can say, okay, they treat guide as mini course. So this is another visualization. Okay, awesome. It's very interactive as well. So I would prefer, means in the first impression, I'm finding these guides are like more useful, more interactive, and rather than generating the course, I would generate more guides. But yes, if I want to learn thoroughly on a broad topic, I would generate a course. But if I would like to, if I know that, okay, there are not much detail in this particular topic, my scope is limited, then I'll generate a guide. So this is deployment strategies and operations stack. Other thing I noticed as I was giving the concepts, it's not picking up a technology. So it's keeping itself more in a generic or a conceptual scope. So a 200 OK can still hide a broken agent. Okay, so these are some of the best practices. This is different graphs and deployment. Awesome. Adjust the traffic between stable and canary version. Direct 9, so minimal canary, direct 95% traffic to stable and 5% to canary. Equally split. Okay, so this is the minimal canary. This is a balanced canary, aggressive canary, and full canary. So different. This is definitely very good visualization and further drill down on canary deployment strategy. And then performance and cost optimization. So retrieval hygiene, semantic cache, cheap model routing, context streaming. Definitely great tool for people who are looking to write specifications, technical specifications especially, or writing design documents. You know, they can write, understand things in much better way, and see, this is a great presentation tool as well, because all these interactive dashboards or simulators can help explain things to the audience. So maybe one great suggestion I would have is these. So when I share this, this shares the entire course. and I can make this course as public as well. But yes, it would also be great if I could just share some of these artifacts, like one diagram to external audience and can access it from some other place. So that's for convenience and for more accessibility, or I would say this would have increased the access to this particular tool. So that's my suggestion, that maybe these quizzes, these artifacts could be shared independently rather than just getting shared as part of the course. This may increase the reach of this particular tool. But yes, I think maybe these people, they would have taken some business decisions. They may want to have the entire course viewership more. But overall, this was great experience for me. Time spent worth, and I see the course content was really good. Definitely better than other AI tools, generic tools, and definitely this helps learning any concept much in a better way. It supports learning concepts with less cognitive load, and definitely some of the understandings can be made much faster than reading the documents or watching videos or just asking some LLM based chat assistant like ChatGPT or Gemini about the solution. And this performance is also good. Courses were generated within few seconds, not even minutes, and even the graphs and even the code interactive simulators were also generated. Fine. So we'll explore this tool further on different type of learning and different technologies we'll try out with this tool, and we'll cover everything about agents. Maybe next sessions I will dive into some of the technologies or frameworks, specific technology rather than generic concepts. So this time we saw that this tool is really great for explaining generic concepts or sharing courses or creating courses about generic concepts. See you then in the next session. So have a nice day. The concepts explained were very straightforward, and using the tool was also very straightforward. The tool is designed, I would say the user interface and the entire experience is very intuitive, easy to use. So this is again, something worth appreciating. It's like very straightforward to use. So I wasn't puzzled with any of the feature, and very simple control. Like you select the complexity, you select the course format, and then you just create or generate the particular course. And this can definitely help understand anything, any topic, and even I can upload my notes, and this tool can build perfect course. And definitely this is under a minute. And this is some examples also there are given, which is from soccer game to mathematics to economics to history to learning tools. So this is some of the community created tool courses also can be seen here. And definitely, there should be an option where an author could further modify this particular course or chapter or a lesson or an infographic, and can keep improving it. So this could be one enhancement which I would like to see in near future with this particular.